Augusta.
Good evening, Gina.
Well, can I get you something to drink?
Oh, thank you. I'll have, I don't know, Virgin Mary would be fine, thanks.
I'll put that on my husband's tab.
That's very generous of you.
Well, it's my pleasure. Please, have a seat.
Oh, thanks, I will. Oh, I forgot to tell you something. The party's been canceled.
Yes, you're telling me. Here's to a woman who managed to save her husband from Sophia's clutches, which is something that I could not do.
Well, I take it that you didn't come to Lionel's party.
No, I've been thrown out of the house.
Oh?
Now, promise me you won't tell anyone.
Of course not, Gina. Your secret will never leave this room.
All right, Augusta. You know, I think you have a wonderful husband.
Why is it that all of Cece's wives find Lionel irresistible?
No, I just mean compared to my husband, yours is wonderful.
Oh, Gina, you're having difficulties with Cece, huh?
Yes, I am. I am not perfect, but neither is he.
Oh, you're just going through the trials. I've been there before. They'll pass.
Well, in a way, they already have.
Oh, really?
He's divorcing me for Sophia.
That scheming. What did he do? Throw you out on the street?
No, she threw me out.
How? Why? What did she accuse you of?
I just happened to be in the line of fire when Cece found out about, I don't know if I should be telling you this, but, well, Cece found out something shocking about his son Channing.
You mean that he knows?
Does Cece know what?
About Channing, his little pride and joy.
But how did you know?
Never mind. How did Cece find out?
Well, Mason told him.
Mason?
Well, yes, Mason finds things out. He tells everybody, and the whole family knows.
The whole family? Oh, my God. Do you think they'll tell anyone else?
I don't think so. Cece wouldn't dare. It was a terrible shock.
How did he react? What did he do?
He turned pale as a ghost, ordered everyone out of the house so he could be alone with Sophia.
Oh, that's good. You sharpen your claws. That divorce has not been finalized.
But, Augusta, we all knew, not just Sophia.
Oh, but she's the one who has lied all these years, letting Cece think that Channing was his son and not Lionel's.
What?
You heard me.
Channing is Lionel's son? Oh, my.
Isn't that what we're talking about?
Well, I wish I would have known.
Gina, you tricked me.
No, I didn't. I thought you were talking about... Augusta, you made me so happy.
Talking about what?
Well, I have to go. I really have to go.
You're not going anywhere. What did you think I meant?
Well, I was going to tell you, but you started talking first.
It's about Channing, isn't it? Tell me.
Well, yes. They found out that he was gay.
Cece must have hit the roof.
Oh, he did. Augusta, are you absolutely sure that Channing was Lionel's son?
Yes, I'm sure. Gina, you cannot tell Cece.
Why not?
Because think what will happen.
I am. He'll tear Sophia apart, throw her out of the house, just like you said.
No. If Channing is not a Capwell, then that means Brandon isn't. And you will lose all your leverage with Cece.
No, Cece loves Brandon. It doesn't matter if he's a Capwell or not.
Blood is thicker than water, and in this case, gold. If he finds out that there's Lockridge blood... How can I trust you not to tell anyone when you're talking like that?
All right. But let me tell Mason.
No,
Please let me...
you cannot tell Mason. You will go to Cece or Lionel or both. Look, Gina, when the time is right, I promise you I will help you bring this whole thing to light.
All right, but I don't know if I could promise what's going to happen when I get home and come face to face with Sophia.
You don't want to go home. You don't want to go back there. Come to my house where you can rest. You don't want to go back there and be a bundle of nerves.
Well, I don't know if I want to do that.
Oh, come on. We'll talk all night, just like teenagers. And if Cece worries, we'll just let him.
All right. Let him worry. But I don't think he will worry.
Of course he will. Come on. Come on, we'll talk. I thought I heard a door slam. You wouldn't leave without a word, would you?
No, but I do have to get back. Thank you for driving me home last night. I think I was a little bit tipsy.
A little bit. I tried to propel you to the guest room, and you keeled over on the sofa. Couldn't have been too comfortable.
Oh, no, I slept very well, as a matter of fact. I did have a lot of weird dreams, though. You were in one of them. You said something about Channing Jr. You said that Cece wasn't really his father, but your husband Lionel wasn't. And then Lionel is the one that got Sophia pregnant, not Cece, but Sophia didn't tell anybody about it. She lied all these years. It's true! Brandon isn't Cece's grandson after all. Oh, good!
Gina, do you remember what you said last night?
I don't remember too much about last night, no.
Well, let me refresh your memory. You told me that you would not tell anyone what I had said to you.
Oh, Augusta, I wasn't thinking clearly. If I was, I wouldn't have promised you anything. This is the best bit of information I've had in years.
This could be a very big mistake, Gina.
No, I've been trying to get Sophia out of Cece's life for ages. And this is the one thing that just might do it. Oh, Augusta, you can't deny me this.
Do you really think that this is going to get you into Cece's good graces by telling him something like this? He may throw you out along with Sophia.
Well, I'll take my chances, just as long as Sophia gets thrown out, too.
Think about Brandon. He's a Capwell. He stands to get all of life's blessings. If Cece finds out he's Lionel's, he'll throw him out. You don't want to turn his little life upside down.
Well, you're right. I should think about that first.
Gina, this is not as simple as it seems. You may be making more trouble than you intend. Look, promise me you won't do anything until you talk to me, all right?
All right, I won't say anything for now, but that's all I'm going to promise.
All right, thanks. You won't regret it.
The only thing I regret is drinking so much last night.
Let me get you some aspirin.
No, I don't need aspirin. I just need a ride home.
Oh, darling, I'm sorry. I'm late for the hairdresser, but wait a minute. If you come with me, I'll drop you on the way back.
I don't want to watch you getting shampooed. And I don't want to spend the entire morning. Yeah, I'll just walk home. It's all right.
Don't be ridiculous. You can't walk in California. Here, sit down. Have some magazines. The maid will make you some nice breakfast, and I'll be back soon. Bye.
Can't walk in California?
Thank you for calling. Unfortunately, I'm otherwise engaged at the moment, but if you'll leave your number and any other pertinent information, I'll get back to you as soon as possible. You may speak as long as you wish.
Mason, it's Gina. I'm at the Lockridges. I'll explain that later. But what I need right now is a ride home. Yeah, can you get over here as soon as possible? Yeah, I'll make it worth your while. I have a piece of information that's gonna make you the happiest man in the world. Bye.
Tell me, Gina, it's too early in the day for guessing games.
No, this is too good. It's the ultimate. Even in your wildest dreams, you couldn't come up with this possibility.
You said it was about Channing. Now, what is it, Gina?
No, I want to build this up slowly. Now, I'll give you a hint. What is the one thing that would have guaranteed you never would have had to take a back seat to Channing and his family?
Well, I suppose if he'd never been born, that might have helped.
You're getting warm, Mason, very warm.
Oh, Gina, please, I'm not in the mood to pursue this.
Well, you're no fun at all today, are you?
I'm sorry. I'm still rankled about last night. It's been a while since I let my father get to me like that. Didn't put me in a very good mood for playing games.
Well, you're right. I'll tell you. Go ahead, sit down.
Gina.
Oh, Mason, you're going to thank me for this. You're going to be so grateful. You'll feel liberated. This will be the most important day of your life. It'll be like starting a new...
Gina, will you shut up and get on with it?
All right. Here it is. Channing Capwell wasn't Channing Capwell.
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, Mason, he was Channing Lockridge.
Lockridge? What?
Channing was the son of Sophia and Lionel, not Cece.
Gina, you've turned into a raving lunatic.
No, it's true. I got this from a very reliable source. And this person is just scared stiff that I'm going to tell the whole world.
Gina, you wouldn't joke about something like this. Start some nasty rumor to get back at Dad for divorcing you, would you?
Mason, I'm not stupid. I wouldn't repeat something like this unless I was absolutely 100% sure it was true. Now, Sophia kept the secret for years. But a few weeks ago, someone finally found out the truth.
But if it's true, Gina, is it? Channing was Lionel's son, not Dad's?
Yes, I'm positive.
Then that means that Channing is no relation to me whatsoever. That's too incredible.
I swear it's true.
No, Gina. Secrets like that don't stay buried for long. Someone would have found out before now.
No, Sophia was very, very clever. And I guess she wasn't counting on Augusta.
Augusta?
Yes, Augusta found out the truth.
And Augusta told you all this?
Well, she didn't mean to. Last night at the Orient Express, it just slipped out. Mason, I couldn't wait to tell you.
Oh, Gina. Still, I want to talk to Augusta about it. I want to hear it in her words.
Well, why? You already know everything you need to know?
I still want some confirmation from her. Now, it's not because I don't believe you, Gina, but we lawyers like to have our corroborating testimony.
All right, but she went out for a little while, she said. But knowing Augusta, that could be hours.
I'll wait. Nice going.
Oh, I knew you'd like that, Mason. Now, how do I get home to Brandon?
Take my car. I'll walk over and pick it up later. Whatever, but Gina...
What?
If this information proves accurate, it's going to be invaluable to us both. We have to be very careful about where and when we use it. Do you understand that?
So?
So, I mean, try to control yourself, okay? Don't let anything slip to Sophia or Dad or anyone else for that matter. This is a big one, sweetheart. This is like rain after a 30-year drought, and we don't want to waste a drop of it. Oh my, ain't we gonna have fun now?
Gina? Sorry I'm late, but DJ kept me waiting 20 minutes. I was gonna leave, but he sweet-talked me as usual. Glad I stayed. Did a wonderful job, don't you think?
Yes, it's very nice.
Mason, where's Gina?
She wanted to go see Brandon, so I lent her my car.
Why didn't you go with her?
Because I wanted to talk to you.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm very busy now.
I'm too busy to gossip, Augusta, especially about Sophia.
Sophia.
Sophia and her somewhat questionable past.
That woman can't keep anything to herself for one day.
I'm the only person she told, Augusta. She trusts me.
Then I should have taken her with me.
I just wanted to make sure that it was true. You wouldn't be inventing all this just to stir up a little trouble, would you, Augusta?
What? I wanted to see if she'd believe me. I'm surprised she remembered anything. She had quite a bit to drink last night.
Then it's not true.
Of course not. Good heavens, that's much too outrageous.
Well, I didn't think so. Sophia's much too fine a person to perpetuate a lie like that. You know, I had my problems with her in the beginning, but now that I've come to know her, I couldn't respect her anymore if she were my own mother. Her goodness and simplicity just win you over after a while. It's rare that you run into somebody that honest.
Please, you're making me nauseous.
Then don't insult me. I believe Gina.
Mason, please don't do anything rash without thinking about the consequences. I've been trying to explain to Gina how important it is to keep us to ourselves. Please.
Don't worry, Augusta. I couldn't agree with you more. I don't plan to tell a soul.
Good.
Dad's had a few too many surprises in the past few days. If he found out Sophia had been lying to him all this time, I think it might push him right over the edge.
So it's only you and Gina and I that know, aside from my mother-in-law.
Minx knows about all this?
Yes, I found out indirectly through her.
Minx knew. What about Lionel?
No, and I want it that way. Please talk to Gina. She's the only one I'm worried about. I'm afraid she's going to lose control of herself.
I'll do my best. If this does come out, and it will someday, I want to be the one controlling when, where, and how. This is a revelation that has to be carefully engineered, Augusta. Needs an expert.
Are you going to take a nap?
Am I going to take it? No.
Well, I just assumed you were going to because you look so tired.
Really, I feel fine, Gina.
Well, I could certainly understand if you were tired. A person loses a lot of sleep when they try to keep secrets. It's really a strain, I know, because I'm trying to keep a secret right now.
Gina, I didn't even know you were back. You spent the whole night out. Not that I minded, but I even had to get Brandon his breakfast this morning.
And I'm sure you went running to tell Cece so he could add that to his list of things that make me an unfit mother.
Certainly not. Cece has too much on his mind.
Well, just in case you'd like to know, I was with Augusta Lockridge last night. I spent the night over there.
You did? Augusta Lockridge. I didn't know you two were pals.
We are now. When you share stories like the one she shared with me, you develop a bond. I could hardly believe at first what she told me. I'm still trying to decide whether it's true. If it is Sophia, watch out.
Augusta, what have you done? Oh, I'm going to find out.
Mason?
Gina, what are you smiling about? You
Nothing.
told anyone what Augusta told you?
No, I hinted around a little bit, but I didn't mention any names.
Well, I think Sophia may have gotten the hint. I saw her just now. She was absolutely green.
Well, I guess when you're guilty, you tend to jump to conclusions.
Excuse me.
Oh, Mason, you've never had the ability to contact people and make the right kind of contacts. More and more, time and time again, you ignore the people that could help you. And you align yourself with losers. Well, birds of a feather. Isn't that what they say?
Whereas you, of course, are so remarkably perceptive. The almighty eyes are always open, always seeing who your true friends are. If you only knew how much wool had been pulled over them.
What are you talking about?
Oh, are you sure you want your dirty laundry aired in public, Dad? It might be pretty soiled, but if you insist...
You don't worry me, Mason. You've done all the damage you could possibly do.
Well, I think Lionel's out, but I'll certainly check.
Stop it, Augusta. Did you tell Gina about Channing?
Gina. Why would I give Gina the time of day?
Well, obviously you told Gina something that shocked her, something that's made her very happy. You did. Didn't you, Augusta? She's dancing for joy right now.
All right, she knows and Mason knows, but they said they'd be quiet about it.
Why did you ever tell them? How could you possibly trust they'd keep that a secret?
I didn't want Gina to know. I didn't plan to tell her. She kept saying she knew the awful truth about Channing, and I assumed...
Gina and Mason are together right now. I've got to get over there.
Sit down, Dad. Trust me, you're gonna need a chair.
What is it you have to say?
All right, but promise me you won't engage in any more theatrics. You put on quite a show last time, lurching about, holding your head as if in pain.
Damn it, Mason, tell me or get out.
Fine. But you won't be so anxious to hear when you find out who it's about. See, Dad, it's a story about the two people that you love the most. The woman that you've always worshipped and admired, with whom you've finally been reunited after years of struggle, and her firstborn son.
So supposedly you have some devastating new discovery about Sophia?
Bullseye.
And who else? Her son? Ted? Because you've already taken a cheap shot at Channing. Never mind, Mason. You're not going to get to me this time. Haven't you learned anything at all from your ridiculous revelations?
Have I ever been wrong?
Has it ever mattered? You keep trying to impugn the people that I care about most, and it backfires every time. Now, you've told me about Channing and Lindsay Smith. I can live with that. But what I can't abide is your vindictiveness.
This is different.
Oh, and now Sophia. Who next? Eden? Kelly?
This is different.
Whatever happened to Sophia all those years ago doesn't interest me at all.
Me either. She pulled this one off right under your nose.
Whatever you have to say will not change how I feel about her.
She's been lying to you since the day you met, Dad.
Nothing. I know the truth now, and I trust her completely.
Good. Then take a minute and remember how it feels. Because you won't be making that mistake again. Look a little shaky, Dad. Sure you don't want a drink?
Can't you just say what you have to say?
You, Dad, ignorance is bliss. Don't be so anxious to end it. Every swig I take of your whiskey is a moment's reprieve for you. Still want to throw me out?
I don't know what good it would do. You just come back anyway.
Admit it, Dad. You wouldn't let me leave now, even if I wanted to.
Oh, try me and see.
Because you've started to think back on all those occasions when your true love wasn't so true, and you have to know. Started way back. Back when you and Sophia first met, the first time you spoke, in fact, it was on a beach, wasn't it? Seemed like an accidental meeting, just one of those things. Well, it wasn't, Dad. Lord knows how long she'd been tramping up and down that beach, scouring the horizon for some sign of you. You know, it's not exactly a novel experience to have you turn your back on me.
Cece, you all right?
Gina, go back upstairs.
What was that?
Just stay away from me. I told you that you could stay in this house on the condition that you would keep out of my sight.
Well, like it or not, and I don't very much, I still have some feelings for you. My mistake.
She's right, you know. Nothing would have happened between us if you'd only treated her decently.
Don't blame your disgusting liaison on me. You're welcome to each other.
I'll go. I'll take Brandon and leave.
Where are you going?
What is it to you?
Is Cece all right?
Go ahead. He's all yours. I finished with him.
You told him, didn't you? If that man dies, it's going to be on your conscience, Gina.
What are you talking about?
Oh, I just came from Augusta. She told me that she told you and Mason all about Channing.
Well, that's right, but I didn't tell Cece anything. Even after all he's done to me, I didn't want to be the one to tell him that Channing wasn't his. And what do you mean, if he dies? Is there something wrong?
Yes, Gina, there certainly is something wrong. That man could die at any minute. He is very ill. He has an aneurysm at the base of his skull, and he's already had 2 minor strokes.
How long has he known this?
I'm not sure. I've known it for a month or 6 weeks. He's not allowed to get excited. He shouldn't have any physical exertion at all.
No physical... Well, then that's why he didn't come near me when I came home. I thought he just didn't want me around anymore. I just thought he didn't care. I wouldn't have had anything to do with Mason if I thought he still loved... Oh, my God, Mason's in there.
He's with Mason?
Yes!
Haven't you ever wondered why she tried so hard to meet your dad? Think, what did you have that Sophia wanted?
I'm not going to play your game, Mason.
Mason, please don't.
Good, you're both just in time.
Are you all right?
Sophia, go to the guest house. I don't want you to hear this.
Oh, I do. This is perfect.
It's just lies about those first days when we met.
Mason, what did you tell him?
Don't worry, Sophia. The best is yet to come.
Mason, don't. There's something you don't know.
Why don't you go out to the guest house, Gina? You've never been more than a guest in your own house anyway.
Darling, let's go upstairs. You can lie down, all right?
No, Sophia. He's just trying to smear your name like he did Channing's, and I want him to know that it won't work this time either. I love you, Sophia.
You don't care about my feelings. Why should I care about yours?
Cece, you're just going to goad him on.
You used to hold my mother that way. Did you ever wonder what happened to her dad? You only sent her away to teach her a lesson. Divorce wasn't really on your mind.
You're not going to dredge all that up. When she walked out that door, I never heard from her again.
Don't you wonder why?
Just ignore him. Don't listen to him.
I sent messages to her family and to her friends. I wrote her at least a half a dozen times.
She never got the letters. She tried to call you too, Dad. She wrote you constantly. She was ready to come back if you'd only let her. But her letters were intercepted at the door by your desperate wife-to-be.
That's ridiculous.
You stole my mother from me, Sophia, and that made all the difference. The day she walked out that door, my fate was sealed. I remember I was crying, and she knelt down and hugged me and said to be good, and she'd be back. And I was good. I was the best little boy in town. I never got dirty. I never spoke until spoken to. I always did exactly what I was told. I didn't realize until it was too late that it made you decide I was a gutless weakling and despise me for it. But I put up with your neglect, Channing's abuse, with Eden's spoiled tantrums, because I thought that maybe, just maybe, if I was good enough, someday you'd let my mother come back. And when Sophia disappeared and we thought that she had died, well, I thought maybe now. But, no. You were the one who came back. And I haven't heard from my mother since. Maybe she knows you're here. Maybe she's dead. Maybe she just doesn't care anymore.
Whatever happened to Pamela is no one's fault but her own.
It's her fault. She did it to both of us. She admitted it to me.
I never said anything like that to him.
Of course not.
No, of course she didn't. I heard it from Augusta.
If she had done what you say, what of it? It was a long time ago. We both made mistakes.
The lie continues to this day.
I don't care. How we fell in love is immaterial. You want me to say it? How I feel about Sophia, I could never feel about Pamela.
We'll see.
All right, Mason, that's enough, please.
Sophia made a full confession, not to me, but to a priest in a Catholic church just a few days before you were married.
Mason?
So be aware of the fact, Dad, that you're getting your information from the best possible source. On a roundabout route from Sophia to God to you.
Mason, I need to talk to you alone, please.
That won't work, Sophia.
Sophia, he's not going to leave until he has said his piece, so let him do it and be done with it.
Mason, please, listen to her.
Gina, I'm surprised at you.
I mean it.
Oh, all right. We'll try it your way. Should be good for a laugh.
Cece, how are you feeling? I want you to know I had no idea. I never wanted to hurt you like this.
Gina, please. I can't handle the two of you at one time.
You see, but now I understand.
Understand what?
Mason, look at it this way. It's your word against mine. He's going to believe me before he believes you.
Yeah, I'm sure you're right. Which is why I brought a copy of Channing's blood sample subtype from the autopsy report. He'll have only to compare it with his own to know who's telling the truth. So deny it. You'll look even worse.
I used to feel so loved and wanted. And then it all stopped. I started to wonder why you ever married me. Cece, it hurt so much. What happened with Mason never would have happened if I knew it was your health that was keeping you away from me.
Who told you that? How'd you find out? Did you go to Dr. Biddle's?
No. Sophia told me.
Well, you're not to repeat that ever again. And if this is some kind of a plea for forgiveness, forget it. For your information, my marrying you was the price I had to pay to keep Brandon in this family.
Mason, that was more than 20 years ago. I have gone through so much since then. I've changed so much. I regret what I did to Pamela. I really
the hell
regret.
you do,
But
Sophia.
I could undo.
You stand there and tell me that you've changed even while you try to manipulate me the way you did him?
All right, forget about me. Now, I'm going to tell you something, and I wasn't to tell you, but now I'm going to have to. Your father, listen to me. Your father is very ill. If you tell him about Channing,
please,
he's not...
Sophia, spare me the rest. And in his fragile condition, the shock might finish him. Is that
Yes, that's it. And if you don't believe me,
Good
then
guess.
I
I
can prove
don't.
it.
But I'm grateful
All
for
right,
the chance
hand
to
me
see
the
your
phone,
wiles.
please. I don't
and
care. I wash my hands.
I will. Let's get on with this. What are you two talking about?
Nothing that you can't hear. Nothing you're not going to hear.
Mason, if you don't tell him, I will.
So this is something the two of you concocted. I suppose that's the way you spent your intimate moments? All right, what? Tell me what?
That Sophia...
I thought so. Well, this time when you walk out that door, you're not coming back to harass me. I'm going to get an injunction against you from ever stepping foot in this house or seeing Sophia or me or Brandon ever again. Gina, I give you with my blessing and curse. Jack? Oh, he's in the study.
You won't need the injunction. I won't be coming back after today. I had a moment of weakness, but it's over now. You know, it's like the fear of God, fear of the Father, bred into the bone. It's what made me, when I was a child, cry myself to sleep so many nights after I'd been kneeling by my bed, praying that you would die, that a monster would come forth out of the sea and eat you alive. I cried because I thought only a horrible, evil child could wish such a thing. You see, with fathers, nature puts something in us that punishes even the wish to be free. Here I am, my wish come true. The monster has crawled out of the sea, and I have but to give the word, and you'll be eaten alive.
I am so sick of your litany of grievances. You work yourself into a frenzy, trying to justify hating me for the miserable person that you've become. You recount every moment of your childhood before you were 10. Well, I am through feeling guilty about your wretched life. No single human being could have done what you ask of me. I'm a man, not a giant.
But you tried to be. You've left a swath of trampled bodies behind you as far as the eye can see. But I'm the one holding the sword now. And today's the day I come to power, the evil giant's about to fall from his throne, and his wicked queen will fall with him.
Kelly, honey, please stay. I want you to hear this too. Jack, would you describe to everyone the changes I had you make today in regards to the business and so forth?
All right. These are the amended bylaws of Capwell Industries. Barring Mason entirely, with Eden to become director, and Brandon as co-director when he comes of age. Myself named as legal advisor. Gina Capwell is also dropped as an associate.
That isn't fair.
This is the new will, leaving Mason and Gina Capwell the sum of $1 each, with the usual language to make clear that this is not an oversight but a deliberate disinheritance. Also, Sophia is now numbered among your beneficiaries. And this is a petition for dissolution of your marriage to Gina Blake DeMott Capwell and request for custody of your adopted son, Brandon.
Thank you, Jack.
With those over, CC, let me know. Give me a call at the office.
Thank you. I'll get to them as soon as I can. Kelly, honey, see Jack out, would you?
Yeah, sure did. I'm not surprised you'll take everything away from me and give it to her. But custody of Brandon? Never. I will never let you take him away.
Gina, stop it. There's no use tearing up the papers. Jack has copies of them.
Relax, Gina. Don't you know we're gonna have the last laugh? He won't get custody of Brandon because he won't want it. For a while there, we almost liked each other, didn't we? For a while there, I was back in the will, back on the board of directors. Once again, you've changed my life. Well, I'm about to change yours, Dad. Utterly. Are you sure you're prepared for it?
Of course he's not. But what does that matter? Look what he's done to our lives.
It's going to rekindle with a vengeance your feud with the Lockridges. It will sunder the bond between you and your beloved Sophia forever.
You even overestimate your power to be destructive.
Oh, I don't think so. Because you see, a monumental deception has been foisted on you, Dad. On all of us. It flows like tainted blood from the very heart of this house and this family's identity. It's what kept alive Sophia's feelings for Lionel.
That's a lie, Mason.
It's what made Channing Sophia's special son. It makes your undisguised adoration of him an outrage that you can never repair or even fathom. It makes Channing's death a study in destiny. And it makes a gruesome mockery of the fact that he was pre-selected at birth to be your namesake, a mirror of you.
You've always coveted that name.
Not anymore.
You've always used it as evidence against me because I slighted you at birth, you being the eldest son. I've told you before, the decision to name Channing after me was Sophia's.
That's right. It was.
Cece, would you please ask Mason to leave? And Gina, too, both of them?
Why? We have nothing to fear from Mason.
That's what you think.
Cece, please don't even ask any questions. Just get that injunction. Get them out of here forever. Please, if you love me, do it for both of us.
He's always sounding like he's announcing the end of the world. What was it the last time? Just that Channing had a brief homosexual interlude?
Listen to you. A brief interlude? Hey, you make it sound like it was a tune he was whistling to pass the time.
Well, maybe he was. Santana was away having Brandon.
It's not a cold, Dad. It's not something you catch because it's going around and it lays you up for a few days. But you've started the whitewash in your head already, haven't you? Just like always. Channing's arrogance, you called his self-confidence. His lies and schemes were only peccadillos. When he abandoned his own child and the woman who bore it, that just showed his independent spirit, didn't it? Well, here's something you can't whitewash, Dad. Channing Capwell Jr. wasn't
Mason,
even...
stop it! You don't know what
Shut
you're
up!
doing!
Sophia. You know what he was going to tell me. Don't you?
One fact in particular always struck me as particularly unjust, Dad. The fact that I was your son. What child hasn't dreamed that the people who call themselves his parents are really only imposters? I know I did. I made a religion of it. In biology class, when we learned how to take our own blood types, I checked mine very carefully. But to no avail. What a crashing disappointment to learn that I was really, undeniably, certifiably your son.
You know how many times I wish that you weren't my son? You become a humiliation. It's bad enough that I had to apologize for your public tantrums, your drunken brawls, your sluts calling the office for money. And then I had to buy you a job with the DA just to keep you out of trouble. But then to find you with my wife.
It was your own fault. You were never honest with me about anything.
Quiet! You wonder why it's been so easy for me to accept Channing's affair with another man? Whatever he was, his pleasures were never so twisted as yours are.
Cece, don't. You're going to push him too far.
It was all time he heard it. You ever think I dreamed, too, of having a son worthy enough to carry on after me? But to my everlasting shame, disgust, I only have you.
Then we're both losers, Dad. And true to form, Channing's the lucky one.
Why?
Mason?
The blood that spilled onto the carpet that night Channing was killed. You can still see the ghost of it there.
Mason, stop it!
You know what they say, Dad? Blood will tell. And the blood that flowed through Channing's veins never came from you.
What?
Well, the face, the golden hair, the eyes, the hands, the bones, only the name. Channing was not your son. The blood that seeped into the carpet the night Channing died, you can still see the ghost of it there.
Stop it, Mason! Stop it!
You know what they say? Blood will tell. And the blood that flowed through Channing's veins never came from you.
What?
No, the face, the golden hair, the eyes, the hands, the bones. Only the name. Channing was not your son.
What did you say? I can't. Would you say that again?
Oh, I'll be happy to repeat it. To you and anyone else who'll listen. Channing isn't, wasn't, and never will be your son. Not your flesh, not your blood. No part of the Capwell lineage. A fraud. An alien being. A stranger in an even stranger land.
What is this? What kind of an insane trick is this? What are you pulling? He's crazy.
Stop it! Please stop trying to hurt your father like this.
Thank heavens I had enough sense to cut you out of my will and eliminate you from the business. You've lost your mind completely. Channing, not my son? You're the one that isn't my son.
I know it's hard to believe, Dad, but keep trying. It'll be easier. I'm going to make it easier for you. I brought proof.
Proof? Proof of what?
Try to concentrate, Dad. Proof that Channing wasn't your legitimate son. Here's an analysis of Channing's blood sample. Blood type from the autopsy report. You'll notice that it doesn't match up with yours. Ergo, there's no way you could have fathered, sired, or otherwise caused Channing to be. Our golden boy turns out to have been base metal after all.
If you had any tests done, then you must have had the results faked. He's crazy. Sophia, Gina, you're witness to... Sophia? Why are you crying? Oh, no. Oh, dear God. It isn't true. Sophia? Why don't you say something? Why don't you tell Mason he's wrong?
Cece, please.
Please, come here. I beg you, tell Mason he's crazy, these things that he's saying.
How can you be so stubborn? How can you go through life hearing only what you want to hear? I showed you the proof.
Gina, listen to me now. You know the situation here. Go call his doctor.
Why do you want to call a doctor? To recheck the blood types? You can call 100 of them. You won't hear the answer you want.
You go to hell. Sophia, I am ordering you to deny what Mason is saying.
Oh, that's good. You're ordering her to say what you want to hear. That's not going to work.
Sophia, why don't you say something?
If she does anything other than agree with me, Dad, she's lying. I think you'd better face it. The child that Sophia bore and urged you to name after yourself wasn't yours. It's a clever trick on her part. She got away with it for a long time, but no more. And you sacrificed the love of your natural children for the one that didn't belong to you.
Sophia.
Call the doctor. I told you to call his doctor.
Sophia.
Go on, Sophia. Soften the blow if you can. Help him through this hurdle. I'm not going to.
I can't deny it. What Mason says is true.
Channing wasn't my son. You deceived me.
Well, I'm not surprised. I told you you couldn't trust her.
Stop standing there and call the doctor. I told you to. You through the atrium.
Right. Wait a minute. Why should I phone the doctor for him after he's been so mean to me? I'm not gonna do it. There is someone I'm gonna call.
Hello.
Hello, this is Gina Capwell. May I speak to Augusta, please?
Gina? Yes, of course. Hold on just a second. Oh, Augusta, it's Gina Capwell wants to talk to you.
She does? That's odd.
Why does C.C. Capwell's wife want to talk to you?
I don't know. Hello?
Oh, hello, I'm glad you're home. I just wanted you to know I didn't do it. It was Mason.
What was Mason?
Just now, Mason told Cece that Channing wasn't his real son. But I had nothing to do with it.
Oh. All right. Thank you.
What's wrong?
Forget she called. Just forget it. Nothing.
Forget she called. Augusta?
So, finally you believe me?
I don't have much choice.
None whatsoever. But I should think it would make you feel better to know that this little tin god, Channing, tried to expose everyone, who forced Santana to give up her baby, who turned out gay to boot, wasn't yours. Isn't that what's called a blessing in disguise?
Stop it! You don't know what you're doing to your father.
I hope I do. I've waited long enough to do it.
Don't beg for me.
This is bad for you.
Never mind about that. All I want is the truth now. Were you already pregnant when we were married?
Yes.
You didn't tell me?
Don't you understand that I couldn't?
After all these years, all this time, you did nothing but lie to me? And Mason has known the truth before I did? Gina knows?
Oh, yes.
And you must have told them.
No. I didn't tell anybody.
What difference does it make how we knew? We found out, didn't we? Isn't that enough?
Darling, here. I want you to take one of these, right?
I don't want anything from you except answers.
Right.
If I was not the father of the boy, then who is? Who were you sleeping with before we were married? Tell me.
Sissy, don't.
Don't? Don't what? Ask the questions that I have a right to ask? I raised that boy. I treated him like a prince. I loved him. That's what hurts the most now. All the love I lavished on him when he wasn't even mine. Now, you are going to tell me who that father was, or by God, you're not going to leave this room alive.
I think he's serious. Certainly he's upset. I think you should go ahead and tell him, Sophia. Think how well you'll sleep tonight after unburdening yourself. Guilt-free, untroubled sleep. Alone at last.
I'm waiting for you to answer me, Sophia. You owe me that much. Whose child was he? Who was the real father?
Sissy, don't, please.
You weren't going with anyone that I would have known. Tell me.
You ought to be able to figure it out, Dad. You're not usually this dense. Stop yelling at everybody and try to think.
What do you mean?
Don't you understand that it doesn't matter now? It doesn't
Matters! It matters to me! It desperately matters to me. You lied to me, you betrayed me, and I want the truth!
You should be able to put it together yourself.
What together? What? Why doesn't she just tell me who she slept with and... Of course. How could I have been so stupid? I do know who it is. Lionel Lockridge! He was Channing's father.
Congratulations, Dad. You figured it out.
It can't be. It mustn't be.
One of life's little ironies in the truest sense. I don't want to put words in your head, Dad, but if I were you, I'd consider this the ultimate betrayal. I mean, we all know how long and successfully Sophia deceived you with Lionel, but to bear his child and then pass it off as yours, well, that rather goes beyond the pale, don't you think? I bet she was laughing at you the whole time. Both of them, in unison, a cappella.
Stop it, stop it!
It's not true. I love you, only you.
You can stop it too. I've heard enough lies from you to last a lifetime. Don't make what you've done worse than it already is. Just keep still.
Excuse me.
Did you get a hold of the doctor?
Yes.
What did he say?
He said he'd come right over, of course. If you'd like, I'd call again.
Why do you insist on calling the doctor, Sophia? Is he in on this little scheme of yours? I bet you had a whole ring of people supporting your various deceptions.
Stop it, Mason. I never wanted to deceive him. I never wanted to hurt him.
Oh, that was good of you. I'm sure Dad appreciates it, too.
It's been you and Lionel all along. I thought that was all over. I thought that after we had found each other... No, but it's been Lionel that's mattered to you.
He knows it all now. I guess he knows everything.
You stay out of this.
Why? Why shouldn't she know what you're really like now? I want everyone to know.
I've known for a long time, Cece. I tried to warn you about her, but you wouldn't listen to me.
Dad's not big on listening to anybody. We found that out the hard way.
It's been you and Lionel all along? I mean, everything that Mason said is true? What motive did you have? What, my money? Was that what you were after, my money?
Oh, you know that's not so.
I'll bet it was your money.
Oh, keep still. Both of you. I don't want to hear anything more out of your mouths. Everything out of your mouths are lies, self-serving lies.
I want you to think about what you found out here today, Dad. And I want you to think about who should have meant more to you. A child of your arch enemy, Lionel Lockridge, who turned out to be a loathsome, despicable person. Or me, your own flesh and blood, who stood by you until the day you turned on me. I think you'll find you made the wrong decision, Dad, and I hope you find it hard to live with. And I hope you live with it a long, long time.
You stupid fool. You don't know what you're doing to him.
I know what I'm undoing, and it's been too long in getting undone. You're cut loose now, aren't you, Dad? Totally adrift. Nobody around you can count on. You're sailing on a ghost ship with nothing around but the skeletons of people you used to believe in.
Jack Lee, please. Tell him this is C.C. Capwell.
Uh-oh, he's going to unleash his legal dogs. Run, little Liza.
Jack, you've got to do something right away for me. I have one last change in my will. I want Sophia and Brandon cut out completely.
No.
That's right. Out of the corporation, out of my will, out of everything. Forever. I want you to have that on my desk in 15 minutes, ready for my signature. Now, I don't care what you have to put aside to do it. Just get it to.
How could you do that to Brandon? He never hurt you.
He's not my grandson. Let Lionel provide for him. I owe him nothing. None of you are going to profit from my death. I'm going to leave you all penniless. I am glad that it wasn't my money that you were after, because you're not going to receive a cent.
I should think you'd want to reward me.
Cece, I love you, only you, if you'll just think about it.
Think about what, Sophia? That Lionel knew you first? That when you used to lay in my arms at night, you dreamt of him? You told me that it was over when we met. Oh, but that's not right, huh? Lionel was a part of your life. You've made it that way. Has that imitation of a man been laughing behind my back all these years?
No, he doesn't know he has a son. I never told him. I never told anyone.
This can't be happening to me. Not now. Not when I'm going to die. I need time.
What are you talking about?
Please, I need time. I need time. Just a few more weeks.
What do you mean? What is he saying?
I tried to tell you. I begged you to listen to me. He's sick. He's been sick for weeks.
Sick? Well, what's wrong with him, Dad?
Get away from me. I don't need your sympathy. All I need is time to get even. Lionel can't live. Lionel, he will win. That can't happen.
Cece, he doesn't know. He doesn't know anything about Channing.
I want you to tell me what's wrong with him.
He has an aneurysm in his brain. They say he only has a short time to live.
What? Well, why didn't somebody tell me before now? Dad?
Get away from me. I should kill you, too. He's been making love to you. And it hasn't stopped, has it? You and I killed Channing. We should have killed Lionel. You and Lionel and my wife!
Where is that doctor?
Get out of here. Get out of here. All of you, get out of my sight.
Dad, I want you to talk to me for a minute.
No, I've heard enough out of you. Just get out of my sight. Get out.
Cece, listen to me. I want to stay with you and take care of you until the doctor gets here.
I don't want you near me. Of all the people I hate in this world, you're the one I hate the most. Now get out, all of you. Just go. Please, God, don't let me die before they're all punished.